Don't get me wrong, I really enjoy Samsung products. In fact, I used the S9 Plus as my daily phone for about 3 months, over anything from Apple or any other company. But
hello and welcome back to Technology Talk. In this video, we will be talking to you about why Samsung needs to stop making smartphones and about financial troubles caused as a result of it. Samsung is one of the most famous companies in the world. Samsung is especially known for making smartphones. This is a South Korean company that is one of the world's largest producers of electronic devices. Samsung specializes in the production of a wide variety of consumer and industry electronics, including appliances, digital media devices, semiconductors, memory chips, and integrated systems. It has become one of the most recognizable names in technology and produces about a fifth of South Korea's total exports. Samsung was founded as a grocery trading store on March 1, 1938 by Lee Byung-chul. He started his business in Daegu, Korea, trading noodles and other goods produced in and around the city and exporting them to China and its provinces. After the Korean War, Lee expanded his business into textiles and opened the largest woolen mill in Korea. He focused heavily on industrialization with the goal of helping his country redevelop itself after the war. During that period, his business benefited from the new protectionist policies adopted by the Korean government, whose aim was to help large domestic conglomerates chaebol by shielding them from competition and providing them easy financing. During the 1970s, the company expanded its textile manufacturing processes to cover the full line of production, from raw materials all the way to the end product, to better compete in the textile industry. New subsidiaries such as Samsung Heavy Industries, Samsung Shipbuilding, and Samsung Precision Company, Samsung Techwin, were established. Also, during the same period, the company started to invest in the heavy chemical and petrochemical industries, providing the company a promising growth path. Samsung first entered the electronics industry in 1969 with several electronics-focused divisions. Their first products were black and white televisions. During the 1970s, the company began to export home electronic products overseas. At that time, Samsung was already a major manufacturer in Korea, and it had acquired a 50% stake in Korean Semiconductors. In the 1990s, Samsung continued its expansion into the global electronics markets. Despite its success, those years also brought about corporate scandals that afflicted the company, including multiple bribery cases and patent infringement suits. Nevertheless, the company continued to make advancements on the technology and product quality fronts, with a number of its technology products ranging from semiconductors to computer monitors and LCD screens climbing into top 5 positions in global market share. The 2000s witnessed the birth of Samsung's Galaxy smartphone series, which quickly not only became the company's most praised product, but also frequently topped annual lists of the best-selling smartphones in the world. Since 2006, the company has been the top-selling global manufacturer of televisions, and beginning in 2010, the Galaxy series expanded to tablet computers with the introduction of the Galaxy Tab. For Samsung Electronics, 2019 was a terrible year, with the company lurching from one bad news story to another. First, there was the fiasco that accompanied the launch of the Galaxy Fold. Mobile division boss DJ Koh had to publicly admit his embarrassment after rushing the 1,800-pound handset to market only for review models to break as soon as they were tested. Then there was the issue of the company losing market share. In the fourth quarter, Apple stole Samsung's #1 spot for global smartphone sales, while Huawei just piped out the post as the leader in full-year 5G hardware sales. On top of that, Samsung continued to be dogged by scandal. Executive after executive was arrested on suspicion of accounting fraud. Vice Chairman Lee Jae-yong was threatened with more jail time after being retried in a corruption case he had been incarcerated over in 2017. And Chairman Lee Sang-hun was sentenced to 18 months in prison for sabotaging labor union activities. Then there were the financials. Samsung cautioned at the start of last year that things were going to be tough, but it wasn't until last month that the full extent of that was laid bare. Global sales for the period were down by 13% to $193.7 billion, or 149.7 pounds, while net profits, which have now fallen for 5 straight quarters, plummeted by 55% from $40.3 billion to $18.2 billion. Samsung will reportedly discontinue its Galaxy Note phone line in 2021, according to Reuters, as the company contends with falling demand for pricey smartphones caused by the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Instead, the company is set to focus on its flagship Galaxy S lineup of phones, while Samsung's foldable phones like the Z Flip and Z Fold will take the place of the Galaxy Note as Samsung's more experimental premium devices, complete with an optional stylus accessory. The idea that Samsung would stop selling the Galaxy Note line of phones in favor of the Galaxy S models makes a lot of sense. In the earlier years of the Note, the two lines of phones were distinct. The Galaxy S models were smaller, more mainstream devices, while the comparatively massive Note lineup hewed closer to a tablet, complete with the iconic stylus that helps set it apart. The bad news for Samsung is that these problems serve to highlight just how much its smartphone business has been allowed to decline in recent years. As recently as 2014, phones generated 58% of its overall profits, and by 2019 that had tumbled by 33%. Rather than try to counter that with a marketing splurge, the company appears to have beaten something of a retreat from the UK market at least. Marketing spend, once seemingly unlimited, appears to have dwindled in recent years. That's all very well for the time being, but unless Samsung can come up with a key innovation that will bolster its profits and fast, it is unlikely to last. Investors are not in the habit of remaining loyal once the cash has begun to dry up. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to smash that like button down below and subscribe to the channel for more awesome content like this one.